Well, in today's class, I'm going to review really quick the trigonometry, inverse trigonometry, and heights and distances, like finding the missing side of a right angle triangle. So, before that, let's quickly go through the SOHCAHTOA rule. It is SOH. You have to remember the spelling. It is SOHCAHTOA. This is what SOHCAHTOA. So the first one is S equals to O over H. Second one is C equals to A over H. And the third one is T equals to O over A. So what it means, if you are taking, let's say that a right angle triangle. Oops. Let me try to draw a right angle triangle. Do I have, I don't see. Well, if you are taking a right angle triangle, let's say that there is an unknown angle. Okay. So let me assume that I don't know what is the value of this angle. And usually we consider this one as theta, and this is 90 degrees. Okay. The side opposite, this is called as the opposite side. So opposite side to angle theta, and the side opposite to 90 degrees. I hope you remember that this is called as hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. So already we labeled in this triangle one as opposite side, one is hypotenuse, and the third side, which is next to the angle, is called as adjacent side. Adjacent side. Again, don't get confused. This side is also next to the angle, but that is the hypotenuse. Don't forget the longest side is hypotenuse. Now, coming back to what is SOHCAHTOA means, SOH, which is sine theta equals to opposite side to theta over hypotenuse. Some people prefer to write as only opposite side, but I suggest you to write completely, because when you say adjacent side or opposite side, it should make sense. So when you say adjacent side to theta, that means the angle over hypotenuse. And next, my apologies, this is cos theta equals to adjacent side over hypotenuse. The third one is tan theta equals to opposite side to theta over adjacent side to theta. Let's really quick jump to the next part. So here there are two triangles. The question says that find the value of each trigonometric ratio, express your answer as a fraction in lowest terms. So first of all, just now we discussed that sine, here if I'm taking what is sine means, okay, well, so ooh. So sine means this is opposite over hypotenuse. You know that. Okay. So opposite side to theta over hypotenuse. The same rule I'm using here, which is sine. Oops. Let me undo it. I forgot to take pen. So here the question says that find the value of sine C. Sine C. Therefore, sine C equals to, SOHCAHTOA, therefore opposite side to angle C over hypotenuse. So I see that angle C is here, then opposite side, I see that that is 21 units. Then it is 21 units over what is hypotenuse means. You know that the side opposite to 90 degrees is called as hypotenuse. Therefore, it is 29. 29. Therefore, 21 over 29. You are asked to express in lowest terms. Lowest terms means can you divide 21 and 29 by any number means the answer is no other than 1. Right? Therefore, that itself is in its lowest terms. Therefore, the value of sines is 21 over 29. Done? And next, coming to this one, just I'm modifying the question. Say that you are asked to find sine A. In this question, sine A equals to opposite side to angle A over hypotenuse. If you can remember Sokatova SOH, I am sure that it is easy for you to write what is sine SOH. That is Sokatova, right? Now, what is opposite side to angle A means A is here, then opposite is going to be, it is 40. Again, I am repeating. Suppose if you are asked to find sine C means, then here opposite side will be opposite to angle C. But here in this question, you are asked to find sine A. Therefore, opposite side to A means this is what we have to take. Okay. So, which is 40 units over hypotenuse. Don't forget the side opposite to 90 degrees, the side opposite to 90 degrees is known as hypotenuse. Therefore, this is given as 50 units. Now, lowest terms means it's not a rocket science. You have to think whether the numerator and denominator is it divisible by any value or not. You can take 2, you can take 5, you can take 10. 10 is the largest number that divides both. So I'm dividing both by 10. So 40 divided by 10, that gives me 4. 50 divided by 10, that gives me 5. Therefore, this is expressed in its lowest terms. Okay. Anyhow, this is a pretty easy example. So let me jump to the next one. This time you are asked to find the value of cos C. Again, I would like to change the next question a little. So let's quickly jump back to the rules. So what is cos means? Cos is Sokatova. Already you learned about the Sokatova. So what is cos means? Cos is CAH, or I would say that cos equals to adjacent side over hypotenuse. Adjacent side over hypotenuse. So going to this question, yeah. So let me write that cos C equals to Sokatova. Therefore, A goes to numerator, H goes to the denominator. A stands for here adjacent side to the angle which is C over H is hypotenuse. So you are asked to find adjacent side means here is the angle, next to that this is the adjacent side. This is the adjacent side. You may get a doubt, how about this one? Can I take this one as adjacent side? Means the answer is no, because that is side opposite to 90 degrees, that is called as hypotenuse. Therefore, here, what is adjacent side means this is the adjacent side. As I mentioned before, the other one is hypotenuse. Therefore, it is 36 over what is hypotenuse means. Several times I reminded you that the side opposite to 90 degrees is known as hypotenuse. Therefore, it is 39. Now, if you are asked to express in the lowest terms, you have to think by what number can you divide the numerator and denominator. Mm, if you want, you can take the highest common factor. HCF, highest common factor, GCD. Um, so I see that both are divisible by 3. Or else you can start with small number also. So 3 times 12, that gives me 36. 3 times 13, you can make use of calculator. And further, 12 and 13 are not divisible by any number. Therefore, we say that this is the lowest terms. As I mentioned before, here I changed the question a little. So you're asked to find cos C. Cos A. Cos A equals to, remember SOHCAHTOA, so CAH. So here A stands for adjacent side. Therefore, adjacent side to angle A over hypotenuse. Therefore, what is adjacent to A means here is angle A. Then, do I have to take this one or do I have to take this one? Means you think for a while. Please remember the side opposite to 90 degrees is known as hypotenuse. Therefore, adjacent means I cannot take this one, then I have to take this one as the adjacent side, which is AB. Therefore, AB is 15 units, and what is hypotenuse means the side opposite to 90 degrees, that is 17. Now, can you divide numerator 15 and denominator 17 by any number means the answer is no. We cannot divide both these values by any value. Therefore, this itself is in its lowest terms. Therefore, cos values. Next, coming to the next one, here you are asked to use tan rule to find this one. So let's quickly jump to what tan rule is. The tan rule says that it is opposite over adjacent. Think of SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so this is the tan rule. So TOA, SOHCAHTOA, the last one is TOA. So here TOA is representing, the last part is tangent, tan equals to opposite over adjacent. Okay, let's go to this one. So tan equals to SOHCAHTOA TOA. Therefore, let me write the rule that tan, you're asked to find A. So tan A equals to opposite side to angle A over adjacent side to angle A. Now, if I'm taking A here, what is opposite side means, this is CB or BC, which is equal to 12 units. And next, what is adjacent side means? Please don't get confused. This one is the hypotenuse. If possible, I recommend to you label the parts, then you will never make a mistake. So this is hypotenuse, this is opposite side to the given angle. The left over one is the adjacent side. Therefore, what is adjacent side value means? I see that it is 35. Now, can you divide 12 and 35, both the values, by any number means? I can divide 12 by 2 table, but 35 is not divisible by 2. Then 35 is divisible by 5, but 12 is not divisible by 5. Therefore, that itself is in its lowest terms. So let me take another example. Just I want to change the question here. Instead of tan x, let's say that you are asked to find tan z. Tan z. So as I mentioned before, if possible, please label the given diagram. I know that the side opposite to 90 degrees, this is the hypotenuse. Therefore, this is hypotenuse. And next, we are referring to angle Z. Therefore, this is going to be the opposite side. So, when we found and we label the two sides, one as opposite, one as hypotenuse, the left one will be the adjacent side. This is adjacent side. Now you are asked to find tan Z, SOHCAHTOA, TOA, SOHCAHTOA. Therefore, what T stands for? It is tan Z equals to, it is opposite side. Please don't write and leave as opposite side. You please be specific that opposite side to angle Z over adjacent side to angle Z. Now already we labeled them. Therefore, what is the opposite side means? You can see that that is 27 units. And next, adjacent side, you see that 36 units. You think of dividing both by a number which can divide the numerator and denominator. I see that both are divisible by 3. So I get that 3 times 9, 3 times 12. Can I divide once again by 9 and 12 means yes. So divisible by 3, divisible by 3. So 9 divided by 3, that gives me 3. 12 divided by 3, that gives me 4. Therefore, 3 over 4. Further, we cannot divide either the numerator or denominator. Therefore, we are done with this. By the way, in one shot, if you want to divide in, let's say that 27 over 36 is given. If you want, you can take and divide by the largest possible number, that is divisible. Both these values are divisible by 9. Therefore, 27 divided by 9, 9 threes. 36 divided by 9, 9 fours. Therefore, you can divide this way, or else if you can't think of a large number with which you can divide, then you can think of small numbers and then you can work on that. Now, so far, you learned how to use sine, cos, and tan ratios. Okay, so I'll take a couple of questions using the angle. Let's say that you are given a right angle triangle, and let me label this one as maybe A, and this one is a right triangle, B, C. Angle C is given as say some 40 degrees, and one of these sides are given. Let's say that AB is given as 7. Okay, I'm going to give 3 questions in the given figure. Find BC and AC. BC and AC. Suppose, let's say that you are asked to find BC. I'm assuming that this is X and this one is Y. Then you have to understand what are the given values. I see that angle C is given as 40 degrees, angle C is given as 40 degrees. So you know the angle, right? You know the angle. And next, Please label this one. Label this one. I see that this is the opposite side. So this one is opposite side. And next one. You know that the side opposite to 90 degrees, this is the hypotenuse. Though it may take some time for you to label this one, but it is worth spending some time writing this way. This is hypotenuse. So these two sides are identified as opposite side and hypotenuse. Then the third one is the adjacent side. This is the adjacent side. Once when you identify, let's say that you are planning to figure out what is x. Now we know opposite side, and we are trying to figure out what is adjacent. I repeat, we know opposite side, and we are trying to figure out the adjacent. So where do you find this opposite and adjacent? OA. So immediately you have to think of SOHCAHTOA. So which one works? I see that O and A. So that's going to be TOA. Do you see in the first one O and A? No, SOH, but we are looking OA. And the second one is AH. There is no OA. And the last one is OA. Yes, it is matching. Therefore, this is going to be TOA. Therefore, tan theta or maybe tan C equals to opposite side to angle C over adjacent side to angle C. Now let's plug in these values. Tan C, angle C is given as 40 degrees. Then opposite side to C, you can see that this is 7 units. And adjacent side, you see that it is missing. That's the reason we label this one as X units. So this is missing. Therefore, let me write this as X. Now, make use of your calculator. Here I am using my TI-84 calculator. What is tan 40? I see that 0.839. So this is 0.839 equals to 7 over X. You know that we go for the cross multiplication, or else I would say that times X on both these sides, Therefore, I get that 7 equals to X times 0.839. Now, how to isolate X means we go for inverse operation, division by 0.839 on both these sides. The value of X equals to 7 divided by 0.839. That gives me 8.34. Therefore, the value of X equals to, that is the adjacent side, which is 8.34. That value goes here. And next, let me clear this part. Okay. The second part of the question is, what is the value of Y? So what is the value of Y means? Please notice that I know opposite side and I'm trying to figure out Y, which is the hypotenuse. So where do I find opposite and hypotenuse? I have to take the first letters, opposite, and the hypotenuse. Where can I find this O and H? Then think of SOHCAHTOA. It is SOHCAHTOA. Please notice that We know opposite side, and we are trying to figure out the hypotenuse. Where do you find O and H means? I see that in the first part, which is SOH. Therefore, SC equals to O over H. Now let's complete the formula. Sine and angle is given as 40 degrees. You see that? So sine 40 equals to, what is opposite? So opposite side to 40 degrees over hypotenuse. Once when you write it, plug in these values. Sine 40, make use of calculator. Sine 40, I see that 0.642, 0.642. What is opposite to 40 degrees means? You can see that this one is 7 units. This is 7 units. What is hypotenuse? We don't know. Let it be y. Just like the previous question, we take times y on both these sides. So 0.642 y equals to 7. You know how to isolate the variable. Division by 0.642, division by 0.642. After the cancellation, y equals to 7 divided by 0.642. That's giving me 10.90. 10.90. So just I'm dropping that. Therefore, this is going to be the hypotenuse. So when one angle is given, one side is given, then you have to think of Sokotova. Which rule you have to use? Whether is it sine, cos, or tan? That's what you have to think, and you have to do accordingly. So in this example, when one angle, one side are given, how to figure out the other side, that's what I explained. But in the next one, I'm going to show, in case two sides are given and find the missing angle. My bad, this is also similar to that. Let's say that one angle and one side are given, then think of Sokotova. Here I see that 59 degrees and 17 units is the hypotenuse, and you are asked to find what is the value of x here. This is one. I'll take one of these questions. If I were you, I'll consider this way. The side opposite to 90 degrees, this is the hypotenuse, and I see that this is the given angle. Therefore, x will be the opposite side. So, where can I find this O and H? Think of Sokotova. S O H C A H T O A. So I see that O and H. Therefore, I see that O and H here. Therefore, I have to go with sine. Okay, already explained this one earlier. Therefore, sine 59 degrees equals to opposite side to 59 degrees over hypotenuse. Then just plug in these values. What is sine 59 means? You can make use of calculator. Sine 59, I got 0.857, 0.857. What is opposite to 59 means? Already we labeled this one as x. And what is hypotenuse means? This one is 17. Now you know how to isolate x. Times 17 times 17. Then these two gets cancelled. You get that x equals to 17 times 0.857. The answer is 14.57. So sometimes what happens is you may be asked to find the missing angle. So in the worksheet I enclosed the same instructions how to find the missing angle. Anyhow, I'm going to explain one example. Let's say that there is a right angle triangle, and this one is the angle is missing, and BC is given as 7 units, AC is given as 11 units, and the question is what is the value of the angle. As I mentioned before, my apologies, this is a right angle triangle. So first of all, label the given figure. So the side opposite to 90 degrees, you know that this is called as hypotenuse. And the side next to the given angle, this is the adjacent. So as I mentioned before, always think of which rule you have to use. I see that A and H. Therefore, SOHCAHTOA, SOH, I don't see A and H. SOHCA, CAH. There you go. You see A and H. Therefore, we are going to use cos rule. Cos, here I see that angle C. Therefore, cos C equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent side to angle C over hypotenuse. So here the angle is not known, so let me write as cos C only. Adjacent side is 7 units and hypotenuse is 11 units. And here is the tricky part. Please pay attention. When you are finding the angle, you have to move the angle to the other side of the equal to sign, and what are the values there, you have to move it here. So technically you have to swap these two values. Then how it looks like means cos 7 over 11 equals to angle C. When you do this one, an important thing is you have to put the inverse sign to the trig ratio. Now, take the TI-84 calculator, second cos you have to type. This is one, or else I'll take you to the Desmos, which is online calculator. If you are using the Desmos calculator, the first thing is go to settings. By default, it is set to radians. You can see that, and you have to switch to degrees. And here we have to type cos inverse. So let me type cos for COS and the exponent. If you want to type the exponent, please go to the left bottom. There you see that show keyboard. Use that, and a to the power of b. Now you see that it is gone to the exponent. So here I am typing using my keyboard -1, and then use the right arrow key to come out of that, and whatever the fraction is given, I see that 7 over 11. Therefore, let me type here 7 over 11, and the moment you type, you get the result. Oops, apologies. It is 50.47. Therefore, This is equals to 50.47. That's the value of the angle. Anyhow, this is a revision session, so I'm showing only one example how to use the inverse trig ratios. By the way, all the instructions are enclosed in the worksheet. You may refer to that, how to find the sine inverse, cos inverse, and tan inverse. Let's quickly jump to the couple of word problems. From a horizontal distance of 80 meters, the angle of elevation to the top of a flagpole is 18 degrees. Calculate the height of the flagpole to the nearest tenth of a meter. I personally prefer to draw a diagram so that I can visualize the question. There is a flagpole. There is a flagpole. Okay. And from a horizontal distance of 80 units. So this is the horizontal distance of 80 units. 80 units. The angle of elevation, if you are looking from bottom to the top, we call this as angle of elevation. This is the angle of elevation. This is given as 18 degrees. This is given as 18 degrees. Calculate the height of the flagpole. The height of the flagpole. Therefore, what is the value of this one? As I mentioned before, whatever the information you are having, first of all, label the diagram. I see that the height of the flagpole is missing, which is the opposite side to the given angle. Opposite side to the given angle. Therefore, this is opposite side. This is opposite side. And next one, what we know is we knew the horizontal value. Please remember the side next to the angle, we call this one as adjacent side. Don't forget, there is a difference between adjacent and hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse means? The side opposite to 90 degrees. The side opposite to 90 degrees, this is hypotenuse. Therefore, this is going to be adjacent side. Now, where do you find opposite and adjacent? Opposite and adjacent. Quickly think of SOHCAHTOA. Think of SOHCAHTOA. SOH. I don't see O and A. CAH. I don't see O and A. TOA. Yes. OA and here A and here O. Therefore, I have to use a TOA, which is tan equals to opposite over adjacent. So tan, I did not label this one, so let me write as PQR. For that matter, you can take any letters of your choice. So here tan R equals to opposite side to angle R over adjacent side to angle R. Okay. Now, what is the value of tan R means? I see that 18 degrees. Then what is opposite side means? We don't know what is the value of this one, right? You may take a variable. What is adjacent side means? I see that 80. Now let me grab my calculator and see what is tan 18. So tan 18 is 0.324 equal to x over 80. And let's try to isolate x value, so times 80 on both the sides. So 80 times 0.324, 80 times 0.324, that gives me 25.92. So the value of x is 25.92. What are the units it may be? So that is the height of the flag post. That's the height of the flag post. I see that it is given meters, so this is the height of the flag post. Now the last question for this session is, a 9 meters ladder rests against the side of a wall. Therefore, let me visualize this scenario. So there is a wall. Oops, I'm not a good artist. Okay, okay. There is a wall. Not bad. Okay, so to this wall, a ladder is leaning. Ladder is really horrible. So a ladder is leaning this way. Okay, a 9 meters ladder. Therefore, the length of the ladder is given as 9 meters against the side of a wall. The bottom of the ladder is 1.5 meters from the base of the wall. I see that here is the base of the wall and the bottom of the ladder 1.5 meters away means the horizontal distance is given as 1.5. This is given as 1.5 meters. Now the question is, determine the measure of the angle between the ladder and the ground. So you are asked to find the angle. You are asked to find the angle. Well, you know that always the wall is perpendicular to the ground, which is 90 degrees. Therefore, I see that the side opposite to 90 degrees, you know that this is hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is given, and next the side next to the angle, which we call as adjacent side, Therefore, this is the adjacent side. So again, quickly think of Sokatova. Where do you find A and H? Sokatova, Sohchatoa. I see that adjacent side and hypotenuse we find in cos. Therefore, let me write that cos. Let me label this one maybe A, B, C. So this is the angle. So cos B equals to adjacent side to angle B over hypotenuse. Now let me plug in these values. Adjacent side is given as 1.5, and what is hypotenuse means, you see that is 9 units. Then cos B equals to, already I mentioned that if you are finding the angle, you have to move this one to the other side, and what are the number, fraction, decimal, whole number that comes to the other side. So when you switch these, then what happens is cos 1.5 over 9 equals to angle B. Don't forget to keep the inverse sign to the trig ratio. Now how to find this one means you may use a Desmos. In Desmos, let me clear this one. So cos, let me type. Then how to type the exponent means you type a to the power of b -1, then use the right arrow key to come out of the exponent, and I see that 1.5 over 9 is the fraction. So 1.5 over 9, then I see that 80.40. Therefore, here angle B equals to 80.40 degrees. So 0 is not important. So that's the angle between the ladder and the ground. Okay, that's it for me for today's session. See you in